We're back with some more Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Now, I've been like a year or so since like the last Smash Bros. Video I made. I know, how can I tell? And we're talking about Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Why do I have two copies? Well, this one was my original copy, but the disc would not work from wherever I bought it from. So I had to buy this one where it actually works. So that's why I have two copies of Smash Bros. Brawl. Can't wait for a lot of these. This part of the collection where I have two copies of the exact same game for some reason. That's weird. Anyway, to the game. So now it's time to brawl it out, even though that is what you do in a Smash Bros. Game. So we're going better with this pun, don't worry. Smash Bros. Games, the intro is absolutely amazing. Show off all the characters fighting, some cutscenes from the story mode. And it's pretty good. Like, it's all around really good every time, you know? And yeah, of course, it is a Smash Bros. Game. You can run, jump, have 4 special moves, certain moves. Every Smash Bros. Game kind of has like the same moves to control. You can understand how it plays. Though when it comes to Brawl specifically, it's not the worst Smash Bros. Game, but when it comes to controlling it and physics, it might have the worst one ever. For some reason, when using controls, it feels both slippery but also stiff at the same time, making it uncomfortable every time I move. There's random tripping, and everything just seems off whenever you jump, run, or really do much of a lot of things. So, when it comes to controls and physics, Brawl takes a pretty big L in that department. So, yeah, gotta love it. Next, we got the characters. You got all the ones you know and love. Mario, Donkey Kong, Link, Samus, Kirby, you know, a lot of the usual ones. You also got some newcomers like Falco and Sonic finally being in the Smash Bros. Game. Snake and Rob and many other characters. So, you know, good solid Smash roster. It's also like 3 exclusive characters you can only unlock, like Wolf and a few others you can only unlock after completing Celebrate Amateur and go back to some specific spots on the map. So that's a bit weird, but overall, pretty easy for unlock. Of course, you got the main Smash Bros. Mode like I just talked about. Do your regular Smash, 4 players, items, options. You get the shebang there. So you got Special Smash. You do a bunch of customization options for a match, like 300,000 health or so for a percentage, or light or heavy. It's pretty interesting there. Then, of course, you got Classic Mode or so. And I gotta say, Classic Mode is very interesting in this game. Of every single character you fight in each section is random, but the type of battle you fight is always the same. Like the first fight is always Zelda related, then Donkey Kong, then Pokemon, etc. It's going to be that, but always different characters each time. And I think that really shakes up how unique Classic Mode can be for each character, essentially. It's a pretty neat idea, and obviously I really like it. So there's that. You also got the event matches. So you know, you gotta take what you can get on some of this. Some of these modes can be really fun or really okay. There's that. Got the big boy with Subspace Emissary. If I had to make a whole video about this, including putting this into this would be way too long a video. For brief, it's the main story mode in Brawl and the only actual proper story mode in any Smash Bros. Game. You gotta go across, stopping these wops. You gotta stop Wario, who's being bossed by Wario, who's being bossed by Ganon, who's being bossed by Matra, and being bossed by Taboo. And I guess stop him from taking over the Smash World. It's pretty good. Once again, I need to make an entirely separate video on it. So, you know, that's kind of like the very, very brief overview of, well, you know, Subspace Emissary. So there's that. Or everything else in the game. You got your events where you got to take a nice little short story plus an objective, and you got to complete it within a certain time limit. There's like 41 of these things, so take your pick on which one's better. I do like a certain like kind of mission structure for Smash Bros. Matches. It's very interesting because they also kind of show like a very short story. Smash, you got 5 difficulties, and it's the same level up for all difficulties for every character, so that's lame. One contest where you got to beat the sandbag for 5 seconds as fast as you can, and then launch it to see how far it can go in that amount of time, obviously. Look at this. He's ready to freaking hit that thing. Look at him go. Next up, you got Multi-Man Brawl with the Alloys. You got many options. 10-Man Brawl, 100-Man Brawl, 3-Minute Brawl, 50-Minute Brawl, Endless Brawl, and then Cruel Brawl. Essentially, you guys do these certain amount of objectives, whether taking out as many or a certain amount in a certain time limit. You know, it's pretty interesting. I like it. Very fun. Trophies like Trophy Horror, where you can essentially just see all your trophies. Here's all the ones I have, obviously. And with the Round of Room, that's a crap ton of trophies you can get in this game. Told you all these Smash Bros. Games had a crap load of content. Trophy gallery, you can just read in a nice book. Coin launcher, you can use a launcher to launch coins and trophies to collect more. Sticker albums and a sticker. Stage builder. Build your stages here. Now, when it came to Brawl, it was incredibly limited. Okay, and I mean limited. Look at all the
options you have that isn't much. You also got your challenges, where you obviously do challenges, like, brawl on the Pokemon Stadium 10 times, have Ned join the Subspace Emissary, or do something certain with 20 characters, or have Ike join the Subspace Emissary, or even clear the Cleaning House Skyworld event. To unlock stuff like trophies, music, stages, even the masterpieces. Now that's pretty cool. Play short demos of older games, because it was a part of the virtual console back then. And yeah, for an unlimited amount of time, so there's that.
Of course, you got a Chronicles, Chronicles basically shows every single game Nintendo has ever published since the Game & Watch, basically showing every game Nintendo has ever published all the way as of December 2007. Not the most well-depth or really interesting part of the game, but I always thought it's really cool seeing every game Nintendo published in a nice little category. You could probably look this up anywhere on the internet and find a nice cohesive list that is better, but hey, I always thought it was a really cool addition. I really wish Nintendo added something like this in more games, obviously. And yeah, that's Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Is it one of the more controversial games of the series, depending on whether it's good or bad? Yeah, but I wouldn't say it's like the worst Smash Bros. Game. This game is still very good despite that. So, go pick up and play it. And that was Super Smash Bros. Brawl. When it comes to the third game in this series, not the worst game, because I think people give it a bit too much praise because of, Melee. In the background, that's Brawl, by the way. But I still think this game is really good and definitely doesn't deserve to be treated this harshly because of probably half the Melee fans. Oh well. I'll see you next time. Yu-Gi-Oh! Dying to Pokemon video games. See you next time. See ya.